to treat the tourists and other people like that so that they can come and enjoy the horses, or if they don't ride horses, the tourists and the young people can ride around quad bike mustering a real animal, which is cows. We're going to have to start talking to the government so that we can get our land back so that it can be recognised in whitefella world.
The baby is receiving antibodies against that cold from the mother through the breast milk. So we need to be really careful about hygiene, because baby's immune system isn't strongly working by itself, then they need to have their immunisations.
And I know just where I'm going. I'm making my trouble and I don't go away. This life's living, darling.
We're going to check out a few communities, get a bit of a yarn to the experts who've learned to understand the people of these remote communities. We're also going to be talking to community leaders from the bush, from the city, and also from the town.
You get better road here, you lost, Muruga lost bit better. You don't have good road, you wreck your Muruga and you're going to dig into more money, and you're going to cost more money.
Floodwater came right over this. This whole area was underwater. This road was underwater. You get this section stood up to what it is now.
ACRE is the Australian Cooperative Research Centre for Renewable Energy. It's a cooperation of different companies and government arms that work in developing and researching renewable energy. CAT's main role has been in the use of renewable energy in remote areas of Australia.
Oh, now, I like the colours on this one. This your bit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me why you painted your bin like this.
So people can recognise it and throw their rubbish in the bin.
They're now becoming more aware of the connection between disease control and disease management. Not as much as we'd like to, but it's certainly starting to happen. People are now realise that they can be in control of their own health.
Now people are really aware of water supplies and stuff like that. If you get a call, say through the clinic to say, oh, we get so many cases of diarrhoea or something like that, well then we know it might be a problem with the water or something like that, so we can go out and test the water. Just take a sample from that tap, we're going to put it in an incubator, 24 hours.
What we're going to do is go up here and check the river for me pots. There's one. Freshwater prawn.
To fund all our ideas and plans for this outstation, we need to have a community plan.
Like our cattle yards and that, we work with our TL members. I work with them, I coordinate all of that project, so we try and have our own people working on our property.
News soon spread that they were going to have a high school for the kids and that it was going to be the first Indigenous college for communities in remote Central Australia. The college executive wanted the new school to be a non-government institution and include a residential college. One of the first decisions the executive had to make was one unique to Central Australia. Students' parents did not want their teenage male and female children going away to school together.
So when you're working with one of these, you'd be very careful.
This system meant that there would have to be a main campus built at Yalara, as well as a home campus built at each of the communities of Docker River, Imampa and Murrajulu.
Okay, we'll take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll talk about construction. One of the most dangerous machines you can actually use, a 9-inch angle grinder. You would have used one of these before?
3 of the boys have received their 3rd year certificate just last night. So, the future for them is looking pretty bright.
Have Aboriginal mentors, so encourage them and try and talk them out of quitting. Just recently, or yesterday and today, we had one bloke trying to quit, but I just talked him out of it. And a couple of weeks ago, one bloke just wanted to resign, and I just had to talk to him, say, why do you have to resign now? You've come this far, in 4 years, it's not really, long. It's a long time, but you don't know it's coming.
We had a project manager appointed to us called O'Varrop, and then they commissioned a company called Northern Building Company, who are architects. And initially there was about 4 language groups in the community, and now we have a predominant population base of about 500 people. Part of our consolidation of our business and that is to develop strategic plans, business strategic plans, housing a strategic plan for the future housing needs of the community. The process that was used here was a small subcommittee of the council was developed. The community is growing quite fast. We have a high young youth base in our community, and the housing needs and the development of our strategic plan need to ensure that the growth of the community is level with our human resource growth.
With a budget of almost $2 million, Ian Mitchell says last year's campaign paid handsome dividends for territory tourism. 2 new brochures on what to do in the centre and top end, to be released next month, will pave the way for both television commercials.
Trying to express what reconciliation is. That was reconciliation in the flesh. It was an act. It was dinky-die reconciliation. She recited the incident of the stone being placed across Christ's grave. And she gave us this concept of having a grave that you could put a stone over the ashes.
You know why they call the devil's marble? We're not quite happy that the Europeans say that devil's marble. Call it what?
I give you permission to take one. And he gave it to me in writing later because I wanted to document it later. And he said, in the name of the Queen, I'll give you permission to take a stone to be put on Finn's grave.